Do you want to go out, bud? Do you want to go outside? Hmm? It's wet and rainy out there. Let's go out. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Hmm? You're such a good boy. Go outside. Let's go. Let's go. Brr. I wonder if I can do this. It's rainy outside today, and so I was planning on doing is putting a ribbon or something in those holes, and because I don't think 3 of them will fit on one knob, they won't. It's raining outside again still. I just woke up a little while ago. It took me a while to get my butt up out of bed. I had my electric blanket on. Today is Tuesday, and it's damp and windy, and I tell you, when you have a pet and it's you're in rainy weather and you're by a muddy area or potentially muddy area, it's not a lot of fun. There's been a lot of cleaning the floor and stuff. Usually with a dog like Wilson, he carries a lot in on his coat, and if he shakes, then it goes everywhere, of course. So a lot of wiping down and stuff, which is okay. I mean, it comes with the territory, but it's just a lot of extra work. So, you know, the smaller the space on these rainy days and stuff, I think it's, especially if you have a pet, it's just a lot of work. A lot of dirt and mud gets tracked in. I'm not sure if I'm going to work or not. Actually, I hope I don't. I'm just, nights are really tough on me. Nights are tough on anybody, but I worked Sunday night, and then I slept Monday till late afternoon, and we got shut down about 4:30, and I went to bed about 6:30. I slept all night, and I woke up this morning at about 4 and then got up at about 10:30, so I've slept hard, which is good. I did have my electric blanket plugged in, which anybody, when you have rain hitting the roof and it's just one of those rainy pajama days and then you're tucked in an electric blanket, you can sleep pretty good, I think. So I'm not sure, like I mentioned, if I'm going to be working tonight or not, but I need to get up and get some things done. And I'd rather go back to bed and underneath my electric blanket. Just gotta get it unplugged. It's hard to get it unplugged. There we go. To plug in my phone battery. Now that I've unplugged my electric blanket, because I didn't want to charge my phone. I just have a little rock solar, and it does me great does the job for the phone, unless it's not charged. So I gotta get this bed made, get some warmer clothes on because I'm cold. There's been no heat coming into this van at all. It's kind of damp. And I don't want to go to work tonight. Those blinds, I want to get them down anyway. And put up some curtains so that I have access on nice days to be able to pin them up or something. But, oh, Wilson's out there barking at something. There's another blanket. I just usually put these at the foot of my bed. Small spaces, eh? The blankets, put them at the foot of my bed. Good thing to remember when you're making your bed, like building purposes, is to always make sure if you're putting a piece of furniture or something, like a table like I did, beside the bed, it's a good thing to try to leave a space so you can tuck your bedding. Get my knife down here. Some things I need to do. I've got some elastics here. So, I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. I got my knife down. I don't want to get out of my pajamas or my sweatpants that are oversized, which are totally comfortable. I'm going to take 2 elastics, cut them in half. I'm not sure where my scissors are, and I don't want to use my hair scissors, they're kind of pricey. And because it's rainy out and Wilson's full of mud, I just looked out the window. He is full of mud. So I just cut these elastics in half. So now what I'm going to do is, when I had my other curtain up, it was just a curtain out of like a normal living room curtain, and it was extremely long. And I'm hooking these up. You can see what I'm doing here. I wrap this around the dog's leash. Let's see. There we go. So these are just your little They're like your little hooks that you run in a curtain rod with a little hook on the bottom. So I just put them together and use them as tie backs for those curtains there. Only because I didn't have any tied, like any, you could use anything, right? You can use a shoelace, you can use ribbon, you can use what have you to tie back the curtain. So I am just going to fold these. Tie it with an elastic. Because I want them out of the way and I can't draw it back. And then I'm just, because it's on the elastic here, I'm just going to put it on the end knob. And then use this to tie it to this stuff that I have hanging here. It's all Wilson's harness. I have a muzzle here, but I never use it. The only reason I've used it, or will use it, is if I'm out somewhere and Wilson's barking and it's putting me in a safety issue where there's some people around that I don't want my attention being drawn, and in that case I would probably just bring him in, but I'm thinking of a really serious, dangerous situation, and I have run into a couple of situations that are not good out in the bush, where I've been alone at night with some people driving around and stuff that are looking for trouble. But Wilson's been he was in the truck camper with me at the time, so we just left. But it's just there as an emergency measure. Another time that I used it is when he had something in his foot, and I was trying to get it out, and he was very serious in the fact that he didn't want me to touch his foot. And to turn off the van, I had to turn it on because it was really damp, really damp in here. So it's warming up now. So now we'll get this one done, and then when I bring him in, the only problem that I have, and it's not really going to be a problem, it's just the situation the way that it is. I live in a van. So when I get a curtain up on this thing here, it's probably going to end up getting muddy, and I'm going to have a material there that is going to be easy to keep clean, but able to be washed quite a bit without ironing and stuff. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. I really didn't want those bins getting dirty because they really can't go in the wash, so I'm going to have to throw a blanket or something over it because Wilson's wet and he's full of mud. Everything else can be wiped down pretty good. I was really surprised. I got mud on my seat the other day, and it's like a tweed seat, and I just let it dry and brushed it off, and it worked out really well. So I'm just I got this tied on this side with that another elastic, and I just put it on the knob, so it's worked out really well. Take this one off and fold this upright. It worked out really well, this idea. I'm glad I did it. It's might be a little bit more time consuming having to put a tie through there, instead of just tossing it back, but I think it's worth it. I like the look of it. I think it's something different is always nice. So I'm going to have to tighten this one up a little bit. There. So it doesn't fall down. I still think it's going to fall down. There, that's tighter. Yeah, those curtains are out of the way now. That's another thing done. That's 2 things done. Here it is. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to if I have to work tonight, that's for sure. I just want to stay in my van and cozy up with an audio book. Maybe cook myself something hearty. Cuddle up with Wilson once he dries off. So there's my rock solar, and it takes probably for it to be fully charged by power, maybe an hour, and maybe tops an hour and a half depending. And if I'm doing it by solar, it can take up to, if it's a good sunny day, it can take up to 4 hours, 5 hours. And I can charge my phone on this battery. Probably get about 4 or 5 charges out of it. So my phone's fully charged. Went and got a blanket. It's the only thing that I can think of to do. It needs to be washed anyway. And I've got my clothes out already for work. So we're just gonna put this in here. So, and it fits perfect. It works really well. It will do the job. So when Wilson comes in, he's gonna be really, 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 really wet. And full of mud. Let's go bring him in. There, I got it covered. It actually looks nice. I should actually think about getting something like this but once I put the stain on it, it's going to change the color, and I actually really like this color. It's bright. But I spent way too much on my stain, which is another story I'll tell you. For those who have followed the channel for a while, already know. Are you muddy? Are you all wet? You got some muddy paws there, buddy. Yes, yes you do. And you got some hay. Little man. Yeah, yes, we have our carbon monoxide alarm going off because the battery's wearing out. Yeah, you just cuddle right down there, sweetheart. Are you happy to be in? He was sitting by the door. It's time to come in. Pretty muddy. So I don't think right now is a good time for him to go up on my bed. No. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what you want. You want to go up on the bed. You want to go up on Mommy's bed. Can you dry off first, sweetheart? If I do night shift, you got a whole night up there. Right now, you're muddy. Yes, you are.